we live? I
You're
think
live.
we're live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, people, and welcome to Football United TV. This is the Premier League Weekend Show with your host, me, Anthony Herbert, and now it's time for that famous intro. Good evening, people, and welcome to tonight's show. This one's going to be a good one. Early doors, first time on the show ever. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. And again, thanks for the invite into this channel. Much appreciated.
That's right, mate. Yeah, we had a good laugh on Friday night on the Man United agenda. So we thought we'd come on here and see how it goes. Rich, how are you, mate?
I'm all right. Yeah, same. Good weekend. Everything football-wise, no, but in regards to that, yeah, good weekend.
Yeah. Sorry, Doors. He's a Man United fan, and if you haven't noticed, he's my younger sibling. So
See the resemblance whatsoever.
Oh no! Oh, thank God for that, mate. Do you know what? On that intro, I'm going to get a West Ham badge put on there, just especially for you for saying that.
You hammered?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did they get on? I know he was winning 2-1. Then I switched off.
Finished up 3-1.
Oh, fair play. Fair shout.
Yes. Right. Before I start tonight's show, we've actually gone into sponsorship with Galazzo Kits. So I'm just going to add it into the stream now. This is where, if you can you see that?
Just.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where this is all the kits on here. This is where you get all your football kits, basically from all around the world. As you can see, there's Newcastle, Inter Miami, literally every league going. You can actually buy them all. So we're in partnership with them. If just give it a look, just give it a whirl, and if there's any kits you like. The prices are quite good as well, so that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Right, should we just go into the comments a second? Right, I think this is my son here on his mother's thing saying hi. Then he goes on to say, "Hi, Dad." he's an 8-year-old kid. It was his birthday last week, and he come on the show early doors. We did a little score predictions. So so that was that. We got Matthew Bassett is in the house saying evening all. Evening, Matt. We also have Matthew Bassett goes on to say big up everyone in the show and in the chat. And also, yes, we do. We have a poll in the chat. So there's a poll in the chat. Who is your player of the weekend? Get your votes in, and then we'll read them out towards the end of the show. Rich, I hope you got your player of the weekend. Early doors. I think he got his as well. So that's good. And that's it. People in the chat. That's all done. Okay. Should we just go? We just bring up our first subject. Okay. You could tell I'm new to this to a laptop. Yeah, bloody hell. God. It's normally I do it by phone, but phone's more easier. But to me, it's more easier. But it takes so slow on the phone, like this now. But I'll get used to it now. Right. On to our first game, chaps. Spurs and Man United. Listen, Spurs without Harry Kane. I'm going to come to you on this one, Rich, first. Spurs without Harry Kane, who would have thought, well, who would have predicted this scoreline, really? I mean, to be honest with you, Tottenham absolutely, they played really well in this game. They defended well. I think they paced you in midfield and attack, if I'm honest. I think your problem's at Man United. I know you signed a striker, but when's he going to feature, Rich?
He's featuring against Arsenal because they said he's not fit till they've given to the 3rd of September, which is not this weekend, the weekend after. They got to put him on a fitness program. Yeah, going on about the game and everything. Well, I'll start Monday night because I watched United Monday night against Wolves. Going back to that, obviously, I didn't think Man United played very well. They got a scrappy 1-0. And yesterday's game, I mean, they got there, they've knocked the ball back a bit, but I think Tottenham was far the better side. I've got to admit, they look more composed on the ball, off the ball. I just think Man United, I don't know if he knows his best 11 yet with these new players coming in. I mean, you look at Mason Mount yesterday, he never got in the game. I think at the back, I mean, Martinez, centre-back pair with Varane. I mean, when Martinez played last season before he got injured, he was absolutely fantastic there. He don't look like he's fit at the moment, so he's struggling.
Yeah.
Then you look at the full-backs. I mean, Wan-Bissaka had a good game the other night and everything, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of work got to be done on this training field with Ten Hag. I think with Man United. I mean, I'm looking at him 2 games gone, and I'm not impressed at all. Not impressed one bit. Rashford's head's down again at the moment. I mean, this time last season he started off flying. He looks as though he's not fit. I don't know why. He had the summer off and everything to train and stuff, but he is all over the park. He looked abysmal yesterday.
Yeah, they did, Rich. I'm going to be honest with you now. I'm going to open up. I thought you were. I just thought there was nothing in your team at all. I thought you were
no, nothing.
Absolute rubbish, mate. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
That final third of the pitch. What was it all about? I mean, you're getting the balls, you're crossing them in. Nobody's there on the end of them.
Yeah.
I mean, your wingers are trying to get something out of the game, but is that middle of the park? There's nothing. There's nothing at all.
He got rid of Fred, but he brought nobody in to play with Casemiro there. Scott McTominay, he's on the bench. He don't seem to he's going to be there before the end of August. And I think, you've got to look at these positions, what he needs to roughly buy. And he dropped Mason Mount there yesterday next to Casemiro and everything. I mean, surely he'd been better off playing Christian Eriksen there, wouldn't he? And probably pushing Mount up a bit forward, a bit more at top, but nice. I think it's going to be a very long season for Man United. It's early doors. I might be wrong, but it takes a team to get going every now and then. But what I've seen so far, not impressed.
Same here. Yeah, but I know what you're saying, mate. Early doors. Same again. Welcome to the show. This is your first time on there. Your thoughts on the game, mate?
Well, I thought obviously Man United would offer a lot more, considering the players they signed. And when you look at Spurs, considering Harry Kane moved on, Son wasn't exactly great last season, you thought this should have been a no-brainer, really, and it should have been a United game. Maybe nick it 1, possibly 2-1, if that. But, wow. Spurs and Postecoglou has definitely got them kind of... He's ticked the boxes with them for some reason, because they just looked superior to Man United. Absolutely superior. And I agree with what Phil was saying there. It's going to be a long season for Man United if they carry on the performances like you think they did on the against Wolves. They've managed to get a result out of that, which they shouldn't have done in the first place. It should have been 1-1, regardless of if it wasn't the pen decision. And then yesterday, well, I mean, you got Fernandes basically demanding that he gets an apologies because they mucked up and not giving a penalty decision. And it's like, look at yourself first of all. Don't worry about what they're deciding. So yeah, Man United, it's going to be a long season. Phil, do you think Ten Hag's going to? How long do you give Ten Hag if he doesn't get things right? Don't mind me asking that question.
Well, the thing is like you've got to give a manager a bit of time. I mean, I always say if a manager hasn't turned a club around in 3 seasons and they've chucked the checkbook at it and things ain't right, then obviously you may be looking at extending it to a 4th season, like. But that's what you said. There's no time to stay in football now. You've got to get it right straight away. Do you know what I mean? If not, you're out the door.
Yeah,
that's
true,
right. Do you think
and you've got a Teflon back, you get away with it, for 4 seasons, don't you? Arteta, you get away with it.
Yeah, if you're Arteta, you got us. You get away with it 4 seasons, but so I said he's got to deliver this season. Arteta, if he don't deliver, I think he should be out. But yeah, going on with that one, Rich, with Man United, could you see it like a repeat? Like obviously with Ten Hag coming in, and like you've had Solskjaer, you've had Mourinho in charge. Can you see something like that happening maybe this season or maybe the following season?
Yeah, I think what they do. I mean, there's been a lot off the field with all these Glazers, but you can't keep blaming the Glazers. I mean, at the end of the day, the money's there. The Glazers have put the money on the table. How they spend it is up to them, the club, like Ten Hag and the players he wants. But I don't think United would destroy that straight away. I think they give him a good 3 to 4 seasons, to be honest with you. They might chuck a bit more money at it, but they won't get rid of him straight away.
Yeah,
I think he's a good manager myself. He speaks the truth, and he was honest yesterday after the game. What he said, and I read it in the paper as well this morning. At least he got the decency to come out and be honest, and that's what the fans want. And he was honest of the performance yesterday. It was absolutely diabolical.
Yeah,
I think he'd be right for a while though. I think give him 3 or 4 seasons and everything. If you got to start delivering the goods and everything, like. But when you sign new players, sometimes it takes time to gel. I mean, look at Chelsea today. Another prime example, isn't it? They got all new players on the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the game in early doors. He was doing the watch along. If anybody hasn't watched that, go back and watch it. It was a good watch along actually with Yeti and what was the other guy on there? Hot Fuzz 44. So that was a good watch along. I mean, I even put in the comments. I don't feel that Poch knows his first 11 yet. I really don't, because he's got he's come in. There's players that's gone out. There's a few that's come in. He's got to sort out that team, and make a winning team out of 11 players. At the minute, he's not really doing that. But I tell you what, seeming we're on about that game, early doors. Why don't you? Because it was your team, West Ham against Chelsea. Why don't we? Your thoughts on that game, mate?
I think we started, as I said on the highlights afterwards. Basically, we started off well. We got the goal, and it was a good game, and it proved the reason why we went out and got Ward-Prowse. The delivery from his corner straight into a good and got the goal.
Yeah,
but we did our usual West Ham way. We just sat back on the 1-0, hoped that we kind of get him on the counter, and Chelsea just kind of was running right through us and passing balls through the centre of the park. It was quite worrying at one point, because you thought they're going to get something out of it, and of course then they got the penalty with Sterling, and then you think they're going to then get something out of the game and nick it. But coming in the second half, I don't know what even Moyes has said, because we suddenly kind of found a bit more form. Even with Souček being sent off, didn't seem to faze us. Sorry, not Souček, Agüerd being sent off. We still kind of got better into the game. So the last 10, 15 minutes, it was basically all us. Even though we're down to 10 men, we're keeping the ball in the corner. We was frustrating Chelsea. Yeah, and Chelsea just didn't have offer anything at all. Even with that Jackson, there was nothing. So I think what you're saying, Anthony. With all the players that they've got, it's finding that first 11. So I think I said a couple of days ago, playing the Chelsea as they are now, let's take advantage of that, because they're still uncertain what they're doing. And rightly so, we got the 3-1.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right. I mean, hell of a win for you lot. Do you know what? I think West Ham are going to be. I'm going to describe them as a little bit dark horses this season. I mean, people think they're going to be down towards, I don't know, let's say finish 15th or 14th, let's say, for a figure of speech. I got to be honest with you. I think you're going to be. I think you're going to be finish above that. I really do. I think you're going to be in what I think mid-table. If I'm not being nasty in that way, but I feel like 10th, 9th maybe. I feel this is going to be a good West Ham team, despite obviously losing Declan Rice as well, and obviously the other player we were talking about Friday, Paqueta. But I feel you've got something there. I think the morale is good at that team at the minute. You got good
Yeah,
team,
100%.
good team spirit
We
as
carried it
well.
on from last season, which I think is a good thing about it. Even though, like in the friendlies, we lost the 2 against Leverkusen and Rennes. Other than that, we've carried on that kind of winning mentality, which is good to see. And obviously, like you said, with Rice coming, it's bringing in players to replace him. And they've always said there's always going to be 2 players. So we've got the one, Alvarez. The next one we're looking to get over the line is going to be Kudos. So hopefully we'll see Sankap in this week. So that way we've got a defensive midfielder and we've got an attacking midfielder for the price of one player that offered both. So I'll be happy we get that business over the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10th, I even said myself, if we finish up 10th, I'll be happy with that, considering the season we had last year.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, should we go on to our next topic now? Let's go on to the Liverpool game. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 1. Was this a surprise that Liverpool actually won this game 3-1? I mean, a lot of people were predicting, some people said Liverpool was going to win. Some people actually put Bournemouth down for a win. Obviously, going back on the tail end of last season, Bournemouth did actually beat Liverpool. I think it was 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. But I just felt Bournemouth was they were just sort of average in this game. They weren't bad at attacking. But it was just I just find their defensive really poor. Obviously the reason why Liverpool got 3 goals. I just thought there was more errors at the back than what there was obviously in midfield and up front. But that's me, my opinions, my views. I'm going to come to you with this one on early doors. Bournemouth, do you think they're going to struggle, mate, this season?
Yeah, I believe they will do. What's his name now? Andoni, that's coming, the new manager. By all accounts, he's come in and said that he wants to play rock style kind of type football. He's going to change the way that the team play, and even going by even what the Bournemouth fans are saying, I think the jury's still out. It's still seeing where this so-called type of football that you're talking about, because at the moment there's no evidence of it. But so when we played them, they only got the draw because, like I said, it was a bit of pot luck. Other than that, they didn't really offer much at all. But yeah, going back to your answer, your question, I'd say they'll be one of the teams that's going to be down there. They're going to struggle. Yeah,
they are. Yeah, Rich. Same question to you, mate. Do you see Bournemouth struggling this season? And if so, where do you think they're going to finish, mate?
I think they'll have a long season, Bournemouth. I think they'll be down in the mix, but I think they'll avoid it. I think they'll finish about 4th, 5th. They get out of it. If they're going to get out of it, I suggest they tighten up now in defence before the transfer window shuts. Because I think looking at yesterday, when you look at that defending, when you're defending against teams like that, the Premier League, one of the bigger sides in the Premier League, you are going to get punished. And they did yesterday. It was lucky it went a few more because I think VAR decided 1 or 2, didn't they?
Mm.
Yeah, I think they got a long season. They'll be down in the mix, but I just think they'll survive. But I was ever so pleased, and when they said there's a goal at Anfield yesterday, and Semenyo got his first goal, I was a bit happy about that. They went when they were up for 3 minutes. So.
Oh yeah, we was. Yeah.
They got Alex Scott to come in.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, it's all right. Obviously, coming from Bristol, we're both Bristol lads early doors, so obviously Bristol City fans as well. Is our local team, so we're happy with that. Even though we didn't feature.
All day long.
Liverpool, though, I think they thought like there was a bit of cruise control and everything, but I don't think they're going to have the season that what their fans are expecting. I've looked at 2 of their games now against Chelsea last week and watched a bit of that against Bournemouth yesterday, and they haven't been beaten, but I don't think the football's been fluent and very good as they're expecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Okay, I'm just going to go. Just going to hit a few comments. There's a few comments in. I'm just going to read out. Long-haired Yeti. Yeah, he's in. He's saying big up, guys.
Good win for Forest the weekend, Friday night, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
Friday night,
yeah. He was happy with that. Don't know how many beers he had on his watch along now, but I could imagine he was quite a few. And obviously yourself, Early Doors, saying big up Yeti. And then he goes on and says, big up Early Doors, Anthony and Rich.
We got it.
I was just thinking you got to be related. Yes, we are. Yeah.
We got a bit more air though.
Oh, don't you start on that. Actually, I got told the other day by, I can't remember, it was one of our friends. They actually asked me, they reckon you look a little bit like the Spurs manager. So I thought, what's going on there?
Don't mind his money.
Matthew Bassett saying, he says, Casemiro was so isolated, Mount and Bruno don't know what their rules are. No service to Rashford. Anthony, disappointed. He was. I totally agree with that.
He was unlucky with the shot when he hit the post. That's about the only thing he'd done, I think. But
yeah. And then he goes on to say, Man United need at least 3 players.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
And then Bissouma and Foden are my players for the weekend. Absolutely awesome. And that was obviously longer Yeti. The votes, well, so far in our poll is saying so far 9 votes, 33% says and Madison is solid in March at 0% for Alvarez. So there's all 33% and no one's voting for Alvarez at the minute. Very surprised at that. Well, he
only had 10 minutes. He only had 10 minutes in the game. So
yeah. United TV, if you have a player of the weekend, make sure that's in the poll and please comment your suggestion. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. Right, I think that is it for the comments. Let's go back into the other player now, the other game. Today's game, Aston Villa 4, Everton 0. I tell you what a game this was. I was actually watching this game. I thought it was a fantastic game. And coming off the back end last week with that 5-1 thrashing against Newcastle, we totally saw a different Villa team today. On last week's show, me and Rich, we did say, even though they lost 5-1, they got absolutely thrashed. We could see a different Villa coming into this game at Everton. Obviously, it was. I mean, the style of play to me was that it changed. I don't know what tactics Emery used, but it literally just worked, in my opinion. I mean, it was full on attacking. Rich, I'm going to come to you in this one. Everton, are they another team that's in trouble? Can you see them going down?
Again, I feel like last season and the season before, they've been right there to the death and they've got out of it. I look at Everton and I think at the moment they're a very, very, very poor side. And I think as long as the season goes on with teams like this and everything away from home, I think they're going to take some beatings as well. Villa today, crowd got behind them there. They were knocking the ball around, lovely, comfortable, 2-0 up. Took their foot off the pedal a bit, come out second half, quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, got the third, fourth. Everton was just destroyed. And we did say last week, they took that 5-1 thumping last week with Newcastle. And I had a funny feeling they'd bounce back with this one. And they did. Obviously, sometimes you need a reality check in football to wake up. And I think that's what it was last week for Villa. But, so good result, clean sheet, Everton, I'm sorry if there's any Everton fans on here or watching anything. I think you're in for a very, very long ride this season.
Yeah, I think they are. Early Doors, mate. Same question to you. Everton, do you think they'll struggle this season?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, isn't it? They do look poor at the moment. I agree with Rich. They do look very poor. Whatever they do, it doesn't seem to pay off at all. I mean, when you look at it, it shows you. I think I didn't see all the game myself, but I did see the bit where Pickford nearly connected with Ollie Watkins' jaw when he came out to punch that ball out.
Yes.
That was whisker close.
That was yeah. He just brushed him, like,
He just glanced across his face. I thought, wow, a couple of inches over, and you see what Ollie Watkins spark out in the goal mouth. But there doesn't seem to be kind of any improvement from Everton from last season. If anything else, they seem to they carry on getting worse. They don't see no kind of change. There's no signs of we're going to try and get be better from last season. At least we've tried that. We're looking a little bit better. But Everton, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah. Also, early doors. Where can you see Villa like this season? What can you see happening to Villa this season? Can you because they finished well. Unai Emery came in last season. He got them from 17th, and they finished 6th last season. So obviously they're in the Europa League, and you know what Unai Emery's like. He's the king of the trophies, isn't he, of the Europa League? So can you see how far can you see them going into this Premier League, knowing that they've got play Thursday nights? I mean, do you reckon they might slip up a bit throughout this season, or do you reckon they've got enough power there to aim for that top 6 again?
Yeah, I think they've got every right to be up in the top 6 if they're going to carry on playing. Learning from their mistake, like I said, the first game of the season, and then coming into this game. If they're going to carry on that type of performance, then they're going to have no concerns. They're going to finish up in the top area again. And if anything else, as you said, Emery's always kind of like, going to walk away with a bit of silverware as well. So I think he'll even do that as well. So I still see him in that top half. Yeah. I mean, the only kind of downside is they lost Coutinho, by the looks of it. Don't know how long he's going to be out for. I haven't seen any news on the injury. That I've used to have. It looks like, I don't know if it's ACL or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be one of those again. So it's a bit concerning. But he is getting on as well. But yeah, it did look good when he came off.
No, it didn't. No. And Rick Shawful.
Calvert-Lewin get injured again? He was down for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I forgot about him as well, Rich. Yeah, he was injured again. He came off.
Yeah. He's had a terrible couple of seasons, hasn't he, with injury?
Yeah.
We said, even with Calvert-Lewin in the team, I can't see how it improves Everton, really. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I mean, he's just like a number up front, in it, really, and he's just doing a job there, and that's it. I mean, but unfortunately, the job is not scoring goals.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's what Everton is lacking at the minute. But yeah,
funny. I think if you look at it, I mean, if Everton want to really do something, go out, tap up Spurs, and say we'll have Richarlison back. Probably the best move for him and the best move for the club.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not going to do it at Spurs. He's not going to do it at Spurs whatsoever.
No.
Definitely not. No. Right, should we just go on to our next one? Oh, we've discussed that one. That was literally put in.
It's a good one.
Right. Premier League weekend. Well, your player of the weekend, basically. Do you know what? Where do I go up with this? Do you know what? Early doors. I'm going to start with you on this one. What's your Premier League player of the weekend? What player and why?
I mean, I've just seen some comments in the chat there about the one that kind of stood out for me, in the fact of the effort, was Solly March for Brighton.
Yeah.
The fact of when you look at the balls played into that area, and it's them key areas where you need someone to connect with the ball.
Yeah.
He was spot on. And 2 great goals he scored, So his work rate was really good. I mean, I could see, and obviously, his comments. Foden, definitely. I mean, the kid's amazing, but for work rate, effort, I couldn't fault Solly March for that. So he's going to be my one. I know it's a little bit outside of the box, but he's my choice.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know? I'm gonna open up on this one as well. I've gone for that player as well. Solly March. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I know they won 4-1 against Wolves, but in all fairness, that Wolves team, that one, to me, it didn't seem it was the same team that played against Man United. On the first game in the first game. So, is I think they're going to struggle. Wolves definitely, but yeah, Solly. I think it's like what I said in that game. If there was 10 boxes, he pretty much ticked all 10. Obviously he's a right winger, crossing those balls in, getting the ball in the box, run through, and getting on the end of it. He's got a good shot on him. I will see that he's got a good eye for goal. I just feel, he's gonna. I think he's going to be one to watch this season. Definitely, I felt he had a good game, and for him, I hope it's not just like a like a one-off sort of thing. I hope he does get goals, and I hope he really plays well for a season because he was fantastic. He's I think I'm not too sure if he's past his prime now. I'm not too sure. I think he's around about 20, 29, 30 maybe. But he had a fantastic game. Rich, your Premier League your Premier League player of the weekend, mate.
Same as yours too. Again, I watched a bit of the match of the day last night, and I didn't show the whole game, but I seen what he done, and like you said, his passing and his movement around the box, everything. He gets the ball, even his back to goal, he lays the ball off. He was out then looking for the ball again. He was in the right position to take his 2 goals well, and I
think we've lost him, have we?
I think we have
lost him. 2 things: either his phone is, either his battery's died, or bloody he's at my parents' house. It must be their Wi-Fi. Yeah, he's one of it. Yeah. Right. Well, we at least we found out who his Premier League player of the weekend.
We got that part in.
We got that far, yeah. Even though he is a Man United fan, we got out of him. Right. I'm just going to go and hit a few comments. I think there's a couple of comments more comments. Yeah. Right, let's go. Yeah, we got Arthur in there. Big up, Arthur. I haven't seen you in the comments before, but big up and thanks for tuning in. Wanted to go to Everton and Leeds fan. When Everton go down, what we'll do then? Yes.
Still in the brilliant first half. Yeah, he did.
Still in the brilliant first half. He did have a good first half. He did have a good first half.
It was Sterling of old, wasn't it? I mean, it was one of those. He actually turned up for a change.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he's back now, right, Rich? Was that technical issues?
Technical issues, yeah. Technical issues. I'm back now. Do you miss me?
No, not really. You're a Man United fan. We don't miss Man United fans. Everton, Harrison. Yes, he's gone on down there now, Annie, from Leeds United. Harrison.
Yeah.
Good
player. I like him.
Yeah, he was a good player last season. Yeah. Long-haired Yeti. Foden and De Bruyne hold my. Oh, he's class. He's class, isn't he? Early doors.
Yeah.
Long-haired Yeti.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and then we got King TV in, and he goes on to say, "You didn't talk about the Chelsea and West Ham game. We did. We just didn't bring. We didn't bring up the thumbnail. The thumbnail was added in when we was actually on the stream. So, but we thought, seeming early doors was here, and we were talking about Premier League football. Why not bring it in? Why not mention it? So that's what our comments done, and then we're going to go on to our last bit, which is Score prediction. Hey, right. Now we've gone on to this. Rich, I know you're eager in what the scores are. You want to know how you're getting on against me. And just remember, you're playing against your older bro here, and you got no chance. You got no chance. Well, first things first, I'm going to say with all the games on the weekend, we did not get one scoreline right. Again,
And we don't. If I remember right, last week we predicted the same scores nearly, didn't we, on most of the matches?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So, right. So, as from today's games, you've now on a total, you're on 10, right? And I'm on 12.
Fixed.
And Joe, so this is not fixed. It's right there, mate. Got it written down right there. And also, Joe, my son, who came on the show last week, he didn't get any correct scores, but he wasn't far off, though. And I'll be honest with you, he scored 5 points last week. So that's not bad for him, is it?
How many did you get this week?
How many did I get this week?
Yeah.
I can tell you now. I've written it all down. I think I'll go back into my trusty book, Rich. You know how it is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and also you had 5 as well. So we both had 5, and Joe had, I think he had 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 5 as well. So we all had 5 points over the weekend. So that's not too bad. He just went in. He just went in with 2 high scores. He went in. One of them was Villa. He put Aston Villa to win 4-2. Well, they won 4-0. So obviously he got that right. So
there's one more game to go yet, Mike.
There is one more game. There's the Crystal Palace and the Arsenal game tomorrow. I'm not going to count that one on this weekend because obviously I basically what we've done because it's the Premier League weekend show. I'm just going to change the rules a little bit. We're just going to have the Friday night game, the Saturday games, and the Sunday games, and then we can just give out the total score on Sunday's show. It's more easier that way. There's no point doing the midweek games. I'm not going to do that at all. So that's pointless. So do you know what? I'm going to start off with early doors because we predicted the Friday game. This Friday game coming up is Chelsea versus Luton. You went 4-0 Luton. 4-0 Chelsea. I went 3-0 Chelsea. So what I'm going to do, early doors. What is your score prediction in the Chelsea versus Luton game, mate?
I'd say on that one, I'm going to go with Chelsea winning it 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Just a quick question. Where is it to? Is it Stamford Bridge or Luton Square?
You know it's that. If I say Chelsea first, it's obviously is it?
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
their game interesting because the grind ain't ready, is it?
No, come on, Ange. You should know this by now. Right. Let's go. Sorry. Let's go to Saturday's game now. Let's go to Saturday's games. Right. Bournemouth versus Tottenham. Like Bournemouth is home, Rich. All right. So I'll have your score predictions in this one.
I'll go. Well, Tottenham's going to be on a bit of a buzz, isn't they, after yesterday? So Bournemouth got beat. Put me down for the same scoreline yesterday. Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1. Same as what Liverpool done to them.
So Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1. I've gone for a Tottenham win. I've gone for a 2-1 Tottenham. Early doors. Who are you going to go for, mate?
I'm going to go same as Rich. I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs.
3-1 to Spurs. Okay.
Arsenal West Ham fan on it.
Right. He's a cheeky sod, don't worry about it. Well, he tries to be. The next game, Arsenal versus Fulham.
Me?
Sorry, I'll go to early doors on that one.
I'm going to go with 1-1.
Oh, God, right. Where's the? I'm on the laptop here. Where's the delete button? Right, 1-1. Okay. All right then. I'll set that. Rich, what are you going to go for, mate?
I'm going to go. Well, Mitrovic has left Fulham tonight, hasn't he?
Oh, he's left now, is he? I am. See,
Yeah.
I am watching.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. So I think they. I don't know if they're going to bring anybody in, but I think is it the Emirates as well. I think Arsenal conceded at home, so put me down for 4-1 win to Arsenal.
God blame me.
Yeah, Mitrovic is going to be playing with Neymar, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen that. I couldn't believe it.
That is no. It's is he going to get the next game? Going on to the next game. Brentford is home to Crystal Palace. I'm going to go with you on this one, Rich.
Palace. Brentford. Put me down for a Brentford 2-0.
2-0 Brentford.
Yeah.
Okay. Early doors. What are you going to go for, mate?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Brentford.
2-1 to Brentford. Okay. Also, I'm not sorry. I've got to give my score out. I went 2-0 Arsenal. Arsenal to beat Fulham 2-0. And also with Crystal Palace in Brentford, I've gone 2-1 Brentford as well. All right. On the next game. Oh, this one. I didn't play this one. Everton versus Wolves. I'll come to you, Rich, on this one.
7-0.
Too late. It's 7. I got to take your first answer, mate.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go for a Bournemouth 0-0. Put me down for a 0-0.
You swine. That's what I've got.
Oh, have you? Well, two great minds think alike.
God, I hope not. Early doors. What are you going for, mate?
1-0 win to Wolves.
1-0 win to Wolves.
Do you know what? I was watching Match of the Day last night, and they said in the Man United game and the Brighton game yesterday, in total in 2 games, they've had 46 shots on goal. Wolves.
Have they?
Yeah, and they scored one. They haven't scored, have they? Did they get one back yesterday against Brighton? They did, didn't they?
Yeah, one. Yeah, they scored
Yeah,
one.
46 attempts on goal.
That's poor, innit? Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's nice them having that amount of shots on goals, but not to score at least 3, maybe 4. You know, that's that poor.
Crazy, isn't it?
Right, I'm going to go to early doors on this one first, and just bear in mind who's in the chat. Okay, Man United versus Nottingham Forest. Oh.
I'm going to be, I'm not going to sit on the fence on this one. I'm going to go with Man United 1, Forest 2.
2. So 2-1 Nottingham Forest. 2-1 Forest. Okay.
If he starts off with Elanga and what's the other name? The geezer up top. Jesus Christ. A Wimby?
Yeah.
He can cause a bit of a threat to Man United's back 4.
Yeah.
They're not as watertight as they look at the moment. That's for sure.
No, they're not. No. Rich, where can you see this game going, mate?
I can see. I get what Really Doris is saying with United at the back, but is it Old Trafford? They haven't been beaten for 31 games, so I'm going to go for a Man United win. Put me down for 3-0.
3-0.
I think he'll have him on the pitch early tomorrow morning on the training pitch, and he's going to give him a good going this weekend, I think.
Bloody hell, you're pushing it out there, aren't you?
No, I think we can have a right dig with them on the training pitch. Things got to be sorted there, so I
Yeah.
think they're back for it. Yeah.
But yeah, well, I've gone for in this game. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. I've gone for. Okay, let's have a look at now. Do you know what? I'm going to come to early doors on this one, and this is going to be a good one. Brighton versus West Ham.
3-0 Brighton. There you go, straight away. Bang, done. Brighton is a bogey team. Always has been, always will be. I can't see any change coming out of it. And the way Brighton are scoring goals for fun at the moment, I can see them winning that 3-0.
I was going to say, fucking hell, that was a bit quick.
I'm a modest man, Anthony. I'm a modest man, simple as that.
Jeez. I mean, fair play to you. Fair play to you. Rich, your prediction, mate.
I think, to be honest with you, this is going to be probably one of the games of the weekend.
So it's going to have goals in it. Is that what you're saying?
Both good sides. Both, obviously, West Ham won today, 3-1 against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Put me down for
I'm waiting for it.
3-2 West Ham.
3-2 West Ham.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think West Ham's going to. I think West Ham, like you said, haven't finished spending yet, and I think they're going to be a very good side this season. West Ham.
Yeah,
Gerard Bum.
I do. Yeah. I think they got money to spend. They got more players coming in. We just under 2 weeks now to the end of the transfer window, aren't we? Literally just under 2 weeks. And anything can happen up to that last hour of the transfer window. And you know what? Moyes is he normally seems to get one player in, doesn't he, within that last hour? I've noticed. So sorry, early doors.
2, possibly 3 you might see coming in. Mavropanos is virtually a done deal.
Yeah.
Kudos, that's the other one. And then also they are looking at a striker as well. No, if we get Mavropanos, he's staying with you, Rich, I'm sorry to say. That's it.
Yeah.
We're stuck with him.
Yeah. Me, I've actually gone for a draw in this game. I've gone 2-2.
Okay.
I've gone 2-2 in this game. Right, so that's Sunday games finished. Saturday games finished. Now we're going over to Sunday. I'm gonna start with you on this one, Rich. Burnley are home to Aston Villa. So your predictions?
The team probably in claret and blue.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that don't really. Well, that'd be Burnley then, because there's a way.
Put me down for a Villa 2-0.
2-0 Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so 2-0 Aston Villa. Early doors, what are you going for, mate?
Is it Burnley's ground or?
Is it Burnley's ground? Yeah, Burnley are at home. I just find that they don't seem to be scoring of obviously their game against Luton was postponed on the weekend, but obviously they did have Man City, but is knowing what firepower they can get up front, really.
No, that's what I was thinking of, Nat. So that's why I think it'll be Villa nicking that game, possibly 2-1.
2-1 Aston Villa. Okay. I've gone 3-1 Aston Villa. Right. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna start on this one. I'm gonna see this one out first. Sheffield United, they've got Man City. So Man City away to Sheffield United. I am going to go, and you've heard it here. I am going for. I'm going to go 6-0 Man City. No, you've heard it here. You've heard it here. I don't think. No, seriously, I go with 6-0. Even though they got De Bruyne out injured and that, but you've got to think with them out injured, they've got quality players still, world-class players still. So, this is what Man City is like. He's like when you make a sub or somebody's out, you're replacing quality with quality. And that's what Man City's got at the minute. So I'm going to go next one on that. Do you know what? I'll go to you, early doors. What are you going to go for?
The problem you've got with City is they go forward sometimes, but they're too kind of tippy-tappy with the ball rather than kind of putting more chances in. And looking at yesterday, even though they got the result 1-0 against Newcastle, wasn't it an easy game? Newcastle were a completely different outfit from last season. So looking at that, going by how they were playing yesterday, I'll go with 2-0. I was going to say 3, but thinking about how they played yesterday, I'll go with 2-0.
Okay. All right. So Man City 2-0. And Rich.
Is he froze again?
You froze again, Rich.
I think he's froze again.
He has frozen, he? Yeah, he's
After
frozen.
that scoreline you predicted, that's what it is.
Yeah, he's ready for it. I'm not doing this. Yeah, God blimey. He's an ugly sod, isn't he? God blimey. He's always the better looking. I'll leave that one. I'll wait until he comes back on. He's got to be my parents' Wi-Fi. They got to put 50p in that meter, I think, or something. Right, early doors. The next game. Now this is going to be quite hard to predict this next game because Newcastle are home and they've got Liverpool.
I'm going to go with 3-1 to Newcastle.
3-1 to Newcastle. So Newcastle 3, Liverpool 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Rich, I know you went offline. Was it that scoreline I said about Man City winning 6-0? It throws you off or somewhat?
It threw me off. I got a waiver straight away. I'll do the Man City scoreline. I'll go 4-0 Man City.
4-0 Man City.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4-0 Man City. The next game as well, Rich. Newcastle versus Liverpool. Newcastle are home to Liverpool. What's your predictions on that game, mate?
There's always goals between these two sides, isn't there? Put me down. I'm going to go for a draw here. Put me down for 2-2.
2-2. 2-2. I've gone 2-1 Newcastle. And the reason being is I feel Newcastle is going to be. I think they're going to be a threat this season in the league. I know they're playing Champions League. I don't think they go. I'm not too sure. I don't think they go very far in that. They'll dip out down to Europa League. I think they'll dominate that. To be honest with you, the Europa League. I think they'll either win it or at least get to the final. But Newcastle, St James's Park. Early doors. Can you see that being a threat? Like any team going to Newcastle and where they are this season and partly last season as well. Can you see them really being a threat this season?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. I mean, if you get a fully fit Isaac, he's getting you 20 plus goals. So there's no two ways about it. And plus all the additional stuff that they brought in as well. They've been very shrewd in the business they've done. But yeah, I definitely see them being a threat this season.
Yeah. How about you, Rick?
Top 4, top 5.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've predicted them. Well, we did a prediction shoot where where we're going to finish in the league and all that. And I actually predicted Newcastle 5th. So I don't know. I might be wrong there. So it could be top 4. Rich, what's your Newcastle? Same again. Can you see them? You can obviously see them being a real threat this season. Should teams be worried about when they play them, especially on their own ground?
Yeah, definitely. St James's Park is quite an hostile place to go. They're very passionate fans. They get behind their team. Yeah, I'll probably play the same as you two. Like, they're going to be at 3rd, 4th, 5th, round about there. So yeah, I think they'll have a very good season in the league this season, Newcastle. And I think they'll be right away as well when you look at teams like Sheffield. No disrespect, some like Sheffield United and your Lutons and these sort of size, Bournemouth and stuff like that. I think they collect points on the road with teams like that as well. So I don't think, to be honest with you, he's finishing the transfer market yet. I am surprised, just a couple of more to come in. Because when you're paying, obviously, Champions League in the week, then Premier League, and then when they come in the 3rd round League Cup and FA Cup's a long season, so you need the squad there. But I think they'll have a prosperous season this season, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah. It's like what Redor says, that Isaac, staying injury free. I could see him getting 20 goals at least in this season. They don't really need to buy anybody up front. I feel if they've got a weakness there in that team, I always find he's on the left back and maybe one of the centre backs. I think Trippier and is it Botman, their centre back? I feel that they two are the real strong ones. They're the ones that's supporting that defense, if you like, especially Trippier. The way he plays, and with him being a free kick specialist as well. Because he's not bad at them as well. And he, mind you, Stuart Pearce years ago used to smash the ball in, straight into the back of the net, like sort of thing. But he's going to be an interesting season this season for Newcastle. I can't see him doing well, like I said, in the Champions League. I think they'll dominate Europe, which would be the Europa League. I feel that they can go on. They can go on to win that. I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, is all good. Right. I think that's everything. Let's go in it. A couple of comments. There are a couple of comments in the show. Okay, let's have a look here. Miss Melina, she's saying hi. Hi, Miss Melina. Hope you're well. And Early Doors saying hi, Miss Melina. The poll, can't forget the poll. 12 votes on the poll. Prime Minister of Brentford is winning at 42%, followed by Solly March at 33%. Oh, and Madison now has just gone up to 25%. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think someone mentioned with Madison. I think somebody mentioned about Bissoma for Tottenham. He was quite good in that defensive area, wasn't he? Definitely.
We needed to, because look at him last season, he was non-existent. So he needed to do something this season.
That's right. Yeah. I could feel Tottenham. What can I say about Tottenham? Apart from the trap. Sorry. I feel that they're. I think what 8th. 9th, maybe. I may be wrong, but I can see him there around about that area. I mean, as you know, life without Harry Kane. I mean, bloody hell, they didn't even miss him. Yesterday, did they? Tottenham. But I feel that I think they'll go on. I've noticed that they're more creative. When I say creative up front, I mean the more passing opportunities. I mean, last season. We just knew it was the ball. It was passed to Kane. Kane gets on the end of it and scores. But I feel that they've opened up and that they're doing the possession kind of attacking, up front. So, but Richarlison, he wasn't really much in the game yesterday, was he? As well, Richarlison. So I just feel if they have got to sign someone. Tottenham, well, maybe 2. It may probably be a defender and maybe a striker for me, because I don't think Richarlison's got what it takes to score. He's a number. I think he's just a number and just doing a job up front, but that ain't goal scoring. I'm sorry, Tottenham fans, if you're
just tries too hard. Well, I see, he just tries too hard. You can see that it's just there's too much effort and there's no kind of final product. So that's what I mentioned about him going back to Everton and probably be the best thing for him. And he'll suit that and he'll do well. But going back to what you're saying about Spurs, the one thing you got to credit for him is Ange Postecoglou, because he's addressed the situation that we've got to move on without Kane. He's gone. And you saw it. There's a bit more flair, a bit more attacking style to him. But 7th or 8th probably for him.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Rich, you the same again with Tottenham?
I mean, just because, at the end of the day, I've always said, same with being a Man United fan for years, no player is bigger than the club.
Yeah.
And, Kane's gone. They've took the money for him and everything. Like you said with Richarlison up there, Richarlison will probably get 1 goal in 6 games. He's not going to be a prolific goal scorer. I think they need to adjust that. Probably get somebody in that top who's going to get them 20 goals plus. They get that. They probably might need bring one more position in. I think they'd be. I'm looking forward to this season for Tottenham, Brighton, Villa, and West Ham. That sort of battle in the league table with them. I think that's going to be a good little performance. But I think Tottenham, they'd be all right.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah. Well, what we've gone on now? We've gone on for an hour. I think that's it. I think so that's it. That's the end of the show. Before we leave, early doors, give your channel a shout out and tell people where they can find you, mate.
Yeah, you can find me, as you can see above, Early Doors Football TV, all one word. You can find that on obviously YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. As you can see on there, try and do watch-alongs, live streaming with good people like Rich and Anthony, and obviously with Yeti and so many more. I obviously do West Ham and other kind of content, but what Anthony's introduced me so far, and that has been fun. I've enjoyed what Anthony's brought me in with.
Yeah. Cheers, Early Doors. Yeah, but anybody that hasn't liked or subscribed to his channel is Early Doors. Make sure you subscribe, put in a comment. Is a new channel. Not be fair, it is a new channel in it. In his up. New channel up and running. Yeah, and let's hope he gets on. Quite a lot of subs at the end of the season, because it is really a good show, and people should be tuning in and watching and also subscribing. Well, anyway, that's the end. Well, Rich, where can people find you?
Find me here, the Premier League weekend show on a Sunday night with yourself.
Yeah.
And on my social medias, really, on Facebook, Twitter.
Okay. And then not watching any dodgy other sites, are you? You're not on them.
No. So none of those. You know me too well. None of those.
Oh, I know you too well.
100% football. That's me.
Yeah. All right then. Yeah.
When's Early Doors? When's your shows on? I'll have to have a look on those.
I'll try and do some during the week. I've still got to do another, because I haven't done one for a couple of weeks now. The transfer show, because I've got to get another one of those in. Obviously, trying and do match highlights or previews to games coming up, and I've got a few other things I'm just kind of be working on, and hopefully I'll get them out the next week or so.
Brilliant. Yeah, let me know. Give me a shout.
Yeah, give me a shout. Yeah. What I'll do, Rich, I'll send you. There's a little link in there. I'll copy that and I'll send it over to you so you can subscribe to his channel as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'll look at that one.
Right, that's it then, folks. That's the end of the show. I just want to say, enjoy the rest of your evening. What you're doing, we don't know, but whatever's left of this Sunday, just enjoy it and have a nice one. And is a goodbye from us.
I'm not watching Match of the Day.
Well, I am. I'll see you later, folks. Bye.
Take care.
I think, is that ended?
No.